Chapter 38. It was her second day back at school after Barney died. Her friends were still looking at her like she was shattered, never once mentioning him. Walking around it in wide circles, Lauren let Pip have her last Oreo. Connor gave his middle seat at the cafeteria for her. Kara wouldn't leave her side, knowing when to talk to her and then when to stay quiet. Pep spent most of the day working on her personal essay, trying to push everything else out her head. She would just have to write about the time she visited her grandparents in Berlin. Did that explain who she was? What made Pip Pip? Well, no. But she was almost out of time, and that's what would have to do. Miss Morgan cornered her in the hall at the end of the day with her pluggy face stern as she lists the reasons why it wasn't really possible to change a capstone project topic this late. Pep just mumbled okay and drifted away. Hearing Miss Morgan teenagers in her breath. As soon as she got home, she went straight to her desk and opened Ralph's computer. She would finish writing her essay later after dinner, well into the night if she had to. Her mom thought she wasn't sleeping because of Barney, but she really wasn't sleeping because there wasn't time to. Pip opened the browser and pulled up the TripAdvisor page for Ivy House Inn. It was her design lead. Ralph was working on the phone number scribbled from the planner. Pip had already messaged some of the Ivy House reviewers who would post it around March and April 2014, asking if they remember a blonde girl there. No responses yet. She navigated to the website and then had processed the reservations at the Ivy House. Found out their phone number on the contact us page. Maybe she pretended to be a relative of the old lady who owned the place and see if she could access their old booking information. Probably not, but worth a try. The secret older guy's identity would be at the end of the line. She unlocked the cell and opened the phone app. It opened to the recent calls list. Pressed over to the keypad and started to type the company's number. Then her thumb slacked and stopped. She stared down at the screen, her head whirling as the thought became conscious. Wait, she said out loud, going back to her recent calls. She looked at the entry at the top of the paper from when Naomi called her yesterday. It was her temporary phone. Pip chalked the digits and felt like the dead curling in her chest. She jumped out of her seat so fast that it would whirl and crash into the desk. With her phone in her hand, she dropped to her knees and pulled out the murder board out from its hiding place under her pages around her smiling face. She found it. The page from Andy's school planner. She ripped it out and the entry beside it. She held out her phone and looked for Naomi's Naomi's temporary phone to the scribble. 475-555-0146. It wasn't one of those 9 combinations that she has wrote out, but it was very clearly was. She would be thought to the second last digit number would had to be 7 or 1 or a 9. But what if it was a loopy scribble? What if it's a 4? She stumbled back. There was no way to be certain, no way to unscramble a number and see what it was. It would be one unbelievable, pigs flying, hell freezing over coincidence. That's what I meant. If Naomi's old SIM card just happened to be the phone number similar to what Andy wrote in her planner, it had to be the same number. What does it mean, if anything? Is it relevant to the lead? Just Andy coming down a phone number, or her boyfriend's best friend. Could Pip discard this as a clue? Did she have a sinking feeling in her gut? What if Max was a strong contender, and then Naomi was even more so? Naomi knew about the hit and run. Naomi had access to the phone numbers of Millie, Bill, and Jake. Naomi had Pip's phone number. Naomi could have left Max's house when Millie slept and interpreted Andy before 12:45. Naomi been the closest to Sal. Naomi knew where Pip and Kara were camping. Naomi knew which woods Pip walked with Barney in, the same one Sal died in. Naomi had a lot to lose because the truth that Pip has uncovered. If what more to it than that? What if she was actually involved in Andy and Sal's deaths? Pip was just getting ahead of herself. Her tired brain was running off, tripping her up. It was just a phone number that Andy wrote down. It couldn't tie Naomi to anything. But there was something that could, she realized. Since taking Naomi off the persons of interest list, she would receive another printed note from the killer, one in her locker, the start of the semester. Pip set up Kara's laptop to record everything that came through the ward's printer. If Naomi was involved in this, Pip sure way to find out. Pip now had a sure way to find out. That's it of chapter 38 of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson.